What the hell did I do? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today is a big day in the Foxcade, a big blue day. Yeah, you guessed it right. The reason why I sold my other one is so that I could get the real one. Everybody say hello to Big Blue, Alien versus Predator. So if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know that Alien versus Predator is my favorite arcade beat 'em up, hands down. It's not even a question. It's always in the conversation for my favorite arcade game of all time. It's just something I've got some of the most fond memories of. And once again, this is another one of those Army stories. So my Neo Geo Big Red cabinet, saw that in basic training for the first time, loved it. This is a little bit of a different story. This was the National Training Center in Fort Irwin, California. Just got done turning our equipment in, our tanks in. Just got out of the showers, headed back to my tent. Yeah, that's what you do in the Army. You sleep in tents. And there was a portable building there amongst all the gravel and amongst all the other stuff. And there was an arcade inside. And in that arcade, this was one of the games. It's the first time I ever saw it. That was probably 95. This game, I think, came out in 94. And it was just one of those games I just had a ton of fun with. Blew me away. I mean, anytime you get a chance to play as Arnold Schwarzenegger with a robot arm, come on. It's just gold. It's just magic. Based on the Capcom CPS2 hardware, this is just part of a platform that came out with nothing but hit after hit after hit. Great games. And yeah, so I mean, come on. It's just something that I really always wanted and enjoyed. Didn't see a lot of home releases, really just the one official release by Capcom. That was their home arcade stick that I used to make my little project out of an arcade one-up. And then obviously, the big blue cabinet is so iconic. They put everything in this in the 90s. It's big, it's blue, opposing to the big red from Neo Geo. And so it just was something I had to get my hands on. Fortunately, these things are not as easy to find, especially when you're talking about the one with the floating marquee, you know, the big marquees with the big prints. The big lit portion is a little bit easier to find. These are a little bit harder to find. And then the three-player control panel is also a little bit harder to find. It's a little bit wider than the fighting cabinets. And I've seen this game in the more narrow control panels, and that's good, and that's fine. It plays well, but this is ideal. The perfect three-player setup. Okay, so enough talking about this. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's take the wrap off it. They just loaded it off. They unloaded it off the truck. I did cut the plastic off because this is a little loose. So that's okay. I know about that. It's fine. Let's get all the shrink wrap off, the duct tape off. Let's take a look at the condition of this beauty. So I got this thing on auction, which is another first for me. I like to try to get these things in a less competitive environment, you know, because they're cheaper that way, which is always good. Unfortunately, when it comes to something like this, these cabinets are pretty sought after, so the chances to find these things in the wild are pretty slim. And the control panel is going to have to come off because this thing is massive. Just the cabinet itself is about 29.5 inches, 28.5 inches, so almost 29 inches, damn near 30 inches wide. And then the control panel itself, right at about 38. So the control panel adds about 10 inches of width, a little less than 10 inches of width to it. And so, yeah, you're going to get that. To get this in your house, you're going to have to take the control panel off. But the body of the cabinet isn't terrible. The marquee pod is also going to come off because this is, like I said, it's loose. Now, I'm sure it's probably just missing some bolts. And then, of course, you know, you're going to have some trim issues here. And the marquee itself has seen better days. Not terrible, not bad. We're going to power this thing up in just a second. I was kind of shocked to realize that this is just T-molding here. I thought that was like rubber or something, but it feels like it's just T-molding. So that's probably like a tube. I don't know that or maybe they've just glued that to it. It's not like a slot cut in there. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. Up top, though, looking good. We've got a non-stock sticker here. Can't take that off without leaving a bunch of residue. Oh, thank God it was vinyl, not paper. Other than that, you have to pull these bolts out, paint everything black. You know, the grills look pretty good. We'll check the speakers and make sure that they're in good shape. Looks like that might be non-stock. I'm not sure. But that beautiful Q sound is there. The sticker is great. I don't know if that's a reproduction. It looks like it's really good. I mean, most of the blue looks really good. You can see that as far as the monitor goes, the cardboard bezel is just giving up the ghost. So I'm going to have to, I got some black cardboard. So I'll cut a new one and lay it in there. And then this board here, the glass support board is going to have to be painted. As far as the glass goes, I think this is stock glass. I don't know, it doesn't go all the way to the trim there. I think it might be, this might not be stock glass. We may have to get a new piece of glass cut, but hey, for this cabinet, I'm willing to do it. On the sides here, it looks like they've got, for the most part, everything is damage free. You've got some chipping right here. Right here, this is where, I don't know if that's been glued or something. Now this plug is here for the Street Fighter 2 versions of this. They would plug those together for tournaments and stuff. Speaking of Street Fighter 2, go around to the back. That is originally what this cabinet was designed to be. Street Fighter 2, 1993. The game, Alien vs. Predator, came out in 94. But love the fact that I still had this. Going to make sure that those stay intact for sure. And you can go down here. You can see that this is also going to be the actual body itself. And once again, we see the Street Fighter 2. You can kind of see that. Street Fighter 2 is what this was originally supposed to be. Scrolling down, you're going to see some more stock stickers from Capcom. Very cool. Once again, verifying. Now, this is the year, looks like this is probably the year that they put, I don't know if they outfitted it with Q sound. AP, so Alien Predator, model 2010 Q. So I think the Q stands for the Q sound. And then that was done in June of 94, which makes sense. It's about when this game came out. So the cabinet itself, as far as I can tell, they all have these models. These are made by Dynamo. So they probably just made a ton of these, shipped them to Capcom, and then Capcom put whatever game here they want. Watch out, kids. The FBI is watching you. The cord is not in the best shape, as you can see. But don't worry about that. We're going to change that out. Hopefully that power supply is good. I think that's kind of similar to the Neo. Oh, what the hell is going on here? Look at that. A little silicone. All right, wonderful. Coin door, not bad. Looks like that's all I care about. I just want to make sure the light fixtures are in place. I don't care about this coin mech here because they're always, I'm going to be setting them on free play, obviously. Looks like all the buttons and everything. The plays, 59,150 up and down. Space line. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take a look at we'll take a look at the top first. And as you can imagine, these sticks are shot. This one, I mean, far beyond. Buttons, yeah, buttons are all shot. But the original Capcom overlay is here from 94. Yeah, these are all really rough. Now, if you're wondering, was this like a gold color? Is this supposed to be this color? No, it's not. You can tell. Look underneath. Got that Capcom like purple and gray. Damage here and silicone, I guess. So yeah, we're going to probably end up making a whole new top. Let's take a look at this real quick. Flip it up and, oh, look at it. It's beautiful. So some of this stuff up here notwithstanding, this is in great shape. Look how solid all this is. So if all I have to do is make a new top, I'll be okay with that. All right. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, first off, nothing on the back at all. This looks really good. You got some separation. This tab, so I can just clamp that down. I'll just re-glue this bottom strip. But this, look how clean that is. Okay, so let's take a look inside. Wow. I mean, everything is just, it looks stock. It's not hacked up. Dude. So yeah, those are the stock plugs that you would take out when you link these big blues together for Championship Edition Street Fighter 2. Look at this. Love to check the date on that. I can't really read it because I'm blind and I'm old. but that's probably stock. Look at this, man. This is so cool. All Capcom. Capcom everywhere. These big audio cables going right to the board. This thing is cherry, guys. Look, it's sweet. It looks so good. Looks damn good on the inside. Whoa, there's our Q Sound speakers with the Capcom logos. Wiring still taped to the back of the speaker. Damn, that's nice. Okay, so here's our problem here. You see how this is twisting. These bolts, first off, they're way too long. The threads come way down here, so we're going to have to swap that out. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. But I'm going to have to. I'll call it Big Blue for nothing, right? I'm just so glad this marquee pod didn't get destroyed. Oh, nice. This could be original. This is reverse printed. Very nice. Okay, so I have to take you up the ladder with me so we can take a look inside. You can see this is bone stock. I mean, that's just, you still have the little capacitor here, the condenser for the bulb. That's so awesome. This piece here is metal. You can see these bolts just, they're just the wrong bolts. It's no big deal. No big deal. So we can just go to the hardware store. We'll have to, we'll order some if we have to get the right bolts in there, but that is very stock, looking very good. Throw this bolt back in there for now. Now, let's fire it up for the first time and see if it plays. There's not even a ground plug on here. Oh, I hate, whoa. It was already on. All right. Let's see how she works, if she works. You can hear the fan going. See anything yet? See nothing. Okay, so all it was the board. The B board wasn't really pressed into the A board. You can see there's still some lines here, but that's it. That's it. I even got my other board set out. I was gonna swap it in, but I thought, well, let me just take another look. Now I think what that board in there could be missing are the clips that hold the A and B boards together. So maybe I take these clips, put them in there, and really seat them in there good. Okay, so definitely not perfection, but pretty damn close. I'm very excited to add this to my collection. This is definitely one of those cabinets I just absolutely wanted to have, and to have my favorite game in this cabinet is just incredible. So got some stuff to take care of. Obviously the control panel is going to have to be redone. The more I've thought about it, I think I am going to get a good piece of premium 3/4 inch plywood and remake this control deck. It just has to happen. Going through the cabinet, we've got some bolts that are incorrect. We're going to put those in. Of course, we'll go back with stainless hardware. To access the back, I'm going to drill out the holes where the screws were, and then put some nice threaded inserts and then some bolts to kind of keep that nice and secure. Obviously, everything's going to get a little bit of TLC. It doesn't need a lot of attention other than this control panel. Going back to the control panel, not just the deck is going to be replaced, but these god-awful sticks and buttons that don't work. But as far as wild modifications, I'm not going to do that much. Once I get this thing fabricated, we're going to go back with this same sort of overlay. And I want to try to keep it, like I said, as stock as possible. And in that same vein, I picked up this new old stock piece. This is your control panel instruction card. I'm going to stick this center mast right there and probably leave it like that, right? Have the Capcom, have this, and that's about it. Only deviation from stock is going to be a couple things. Obviously, the fluorescent tube is going to be replaced with an LED strip. And then I think I'll get rid of the yellow Capcom decals that are pretty cool, and then go with like the Alien vs. Predator poster that I had on my other cabinet, because I think that's just kind of a real cool touch. But other than that, that's pretty much just it. You know, leave it big, leave it beautiful, leave it blue, and I think that's all anybody can really ask for. Really excited and glad to have this in my collection. A special thanks to Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. You know him, he's part of the community. He told me about this auction site and this specific listing, so I was able to get it. So Ezekiel, thanks, but come on, dude, quit buying all the big blues in the country. I mean, how many do you need? If you have any other questions about this cabinet, rest assured there will be more videos, but leave those in the comment section below, and I'll see if I can't get some of those answered for you right now. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. You have a blessed day, and I will see all of you next time.